Imagine stepping onto another planet. Not Mars, not the Moon, but Venus. At first glance, it almost looks like Earth's twin. Almost the same size, almost the same gravity. But if you actually tried to stand on Venus, you wouldn't last long. Not hours, not minutes. The environment there is so extreme that survival would be measured in seconds. But what exactly would happen to you? Would you burn? Would you be crushed? Or would something even worse happen first? Let's find out. Venus is often called Earth's twin. From space, the two planets look surprisingly similar. They are nearly the same size. They formed in the same region of the solar system. And billions of years ago, scientists believe Venus might have even had oceans. But today, Venus is the most hostile planet in the entire solar system. Even worse than Mercury. And that surprises a lot of people, because Mercury is closer to the Sun. So how can Venus be hotter? The answer lies in its atmosphere. Venus has an atmosphere that is 96% carbon dioxide, and it's incredibly thick. So thick that it traps heat like a giant blanket. This creates a runaway greenhouse effect. Heat enters the atmosphere, but it can't escape. The result? Surface temperatures reach about 470 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt lead. But the heat is only the beginning. Because Venus has another problem. Pressure. If you could somehow land on the surface of Venus, the first thing you'd feel isn't the heat, it's the pressure. The atmosphere on Venus is about 90 times denser than Earth's. That's similar to the pressure you would experience almost 1 kilometer underwater. Imagine the entire weight of the ocean pressing down on you. Your body simply wasn't built for that. Even most spacecraft struggle to survive there. Some of the probes sent to Venus lasted less than an hour before being destroyed. But the planet still has another surprise waiting. Above the surface float thick clouds, but these are not normal clouds. If you enjoy exploring extreme places in our solar system like this, subscribe to the channel now, because some planets out there are even more dangerous than Venus. Now let's keep going, because those clouds are hiding something terrifying. The clouds of Venus are filled with sulfuric acid. Yes, actual acid. If you were descending through the atmosphere with a parachute, you would pass through layers of these acidic clouds. Luckily, the acid would probably not be the first thing to kill you, because as you approach the surface, the temperature keeps rising, hotter and hotter, until the ground itself becomes a furnace. So what would actually happen if a human stood on Venus? First, the crushing pressure would make breathing almost impossible. Then the extreme heat would begin overwhelming your body. Within seconds, the temperature would become unbearable. The metal parts of your equipment would begin heating rapidly. And without serious protection, your body would quickly lose the ability to regulate heat. But the exact survival time depends on one thing: protection. Because without a suit, you wouldn't survive long at all. So how long could a human survive on Venus? Without protection? Probably less than a minute. Maybe even just seconds before the heat and pressure became fatal. Even with advanced technology, surviving there is incredibly difficult. That's why exploring Venus is one of the biggest challenges in planetary science. It's a world where even robots struggle to survive. From Earth, Venus looks beautiful, bright, peaceful, the brightest planet in our night sky. But beneath those clouds is one of the most extreme environments in the solar system. A planet where heat, pressure, and acid combine to create a world that humans were never meant to visit. But if you think Venus is terrifying, wait until you see what would happen if you fell into Jupiter. That video is on your screen right now.